Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. We wanted to do something really special for you. And here's the reason why we are doing this for you. Our COO, Nitul Shah, has been traveling around the globe this past year and meeting with clients and senior leaders in email and CRM space. And through his conversations, we've realized that a lot of people are facing challenges with list segmentation, personalization at scale, retention, engagement, re-engagement. And so we decided to bring our head of CRM and email, Chintan Doshi, to come and address all of those questions and then some more for you. So Chintan, let's start with what the current landscape of email marketing is. Why is it becoming so important, and what are the current challenges that email marketers are facing today?
Yeah. So thank you for having me here. I majorly see this into two parts. One is the current state of email marketing landscape, and second is what are the common challenges that an experienced email marketers are facing for the brands. Talking about the first point, the current marketing landscape, email is still the king, right? There's no doubt. It still has the highest ROI against any other channel, delivering $36 against every dollar spent. So why people or brands are using email marketing? Definitely ROI is the reason or the key. If you see the second part in the landscape, that is more towards the personalization and segmentation. Compared to other channels, you have a better personalization or segmentation opportunities. And nowadays in current world, tailoring the content based on customers' preference, right, is essential. Now it's not like an option, right? It's must have. So brands are trying to leverage the browsing behavior, purchasing behavior, demographic to build segmentation, and are leveraging those segmentation ideas or segments to send targeted campaigns, which will definitely yield better engagement and results.
Amazing.
And if we move towards the second part, which was more of what could be the core challenges of experienced email marketers, the first one to start with is majorly deliverability. Now, spam filters are more cautious, right? Email clients are also cautious in terms of making sure that if the emails are not following all the authentication practices, there are higher chances that your emails will land into spam. So majorly the e-commerce email marketers or B2B email marketers, they need to make sure that their domains are authenticated, like SPF, DKIM, and DMARC authentication is passed. Those are like must have now. You can't have an option to skip those. So making sure that deliverability issues are sorted. So once your authentication is done, then it's more of making sure that you send targeted campaigns to your engaged audience. The other concern or the challenge for email marketer is declining engagement rates. With inbox getting crowded, and I'm sure it is happening with every other people as a subscriber, you would be receiving too many emails every now and then. So now it's the time to stand out, right? If you can't stand out, you won't be able to make an impression on your subscriber. So making sure that your crowd or the subscriber gets the best out of your email. Email marketer needs to make sure that they have a compelling subject line, better design, better aesthetic into the email, right? Better CTAs. Those are like must have. So their current challenge is how to stand out in the inbox, and everyone is working on it, right? Everyone has their own strategy on what could be the subject line, what could be the preview text, how to get better click rate. So that is something they are struggling with. But again, personalization and the personalized content tailored to the custom audience will definitely helping them to get better engagement rate. The third and most important part is rules are getting stricter and stricter with data privacy. It's important that you follow all the rules. To start with, making sure that you are GDPR compliant, right? CAN spam compliant, which are the common rules and regulations which is required. But also make sure that any subscriber which is coming to you, you take the consent. Now there is no option or an excuse to do email marketing without getting that opt-in, right? So you don't have the opt-in permission or the consent, you should not send an email. Trust the data, right? You can't use the data without their permission. So if you are subscribing them, if you are taking their personalized details, make sure that you utilize it in right manner. and respect the decision. So if someone is saying that they are not interested in the email and are unsubscribing, you should unsubscribe from their from your marketing database, because they don't want to continue receiving the brand emails. So it's better that you let them go, or either provide them preferences if they want to receive emails once in a while. Better to provide preferences. But yeah, respecting decision is critical, and the other part is trusting the data. So these are the core challenges which the experienced email marketers are facing.
Chintan, could you help us understand how our audience of email marketers can build a high quality subscriber list? What are some of the strategies they need to think of? What are some of the things that they need to keep in mind to ensure the list is being built at the right way right from the start?
Before I start providing ways to generate a better subscriber list, uh, growing subscribers is a challenge for both the new brands and existing brands, right? Because no brands would like to see their subscriber growth declining, right? Because you can't stop unsubscription, right? So people would definitely unsubscribe your emails, but to make sure that you cover that unsubscribe audience, the only way is to generate more subscribers. So to start with, majorly I recommend that you create high quality lead magnets. Those are the key, right? Having those on your websites. This could be done in two ways, right? If it is B2B, providing white paper, ebook, or some content for them to download, which can give you the information about the subscriber, and in return they will get the details about the respective topic, right, which you are promoting on ebook or blogs. For e-commerce, providing 10% or BOGO as a offer, right? Some sort of promotion or discount is a good way to get the subscription, because it's an incentive which you need to provide to your subscriber to get their details. Free trial and sample, right? If there are product companies, providing free trial or sample could be one way, because that in that particular option they would be able to leverage and taste the flavor of your product, right? Whether the product is relevant to them or not. That is more about what sort of things you can implement on a increasing the subscriber base. There are also ways in terms of optimizing the forms, right? Because there are many forms on the websites, right? So let's say you want to optimize your sign up form. There could be multiple ways you could optimize it. Let's say you have too many fields, right? Nowadays, brands are very much aware that having too many steps for a subscriber to fill in is always challenging, because people will drop out at each and every step. So having a lesser number of fields or minimizing the fields could be one of the ways to get a better subscription. The other way could be using pop-up and exit intent overlay, right? So someone is coming on a website, provide a pop-up form with incentives, discounts, ebooks or white paper. That way they can fill out the form information and download it. The other approach could be, if they are exiting your website, throwing that pop-up at the right time, so that you at least generate the interest, get those details before they move out of your website. If you are doing SEO, right, which is must have, right, for a new brand, SEO and paid media. If there are pages where you are getting the most visits out of all the pages, making sure that you don't miss out having the pop-up and exit intent overlay on such high visited landing pages. If you are using blogs heavily, you can place the bar, right, header bar, to gather the interest of the subscriber and generate the subscriber. You can have a sticky placeholders, right, on your blog to get the information. So these are the ways you can add the sign up form or optimize it. And along with email, I also feel we should leverage social as a channel, right? So showcasing about the number of subscribers you have gathered, right? That way the people who are visiting your social pages would be able to see that, okay, there is some value addition you are providing to your subscriber. Showcase the benefits of joining the list, right? Promote your customer testimonials and reviews. That way they would be able to connect and visit your pages, which will in return get you the subscriber details.
Chintan, CRM is getting really sophisticated as we speak, and segmentation is at the heart of everything, because it helps people to communicate between the channels better. It helps for better marketing automation. Keeping that in mind, could you give our audience a glimpse of some of the few advanced segmentation strategies that we've been leveraging here at Mavlers?
So segmentation definitely is the key, right? We can't ignore it, right? And if there's any brand who is ignoring it, they are definitely are not leveraging marketing automation to its space. So segmentation will definitely vary based on industry to industry, brand to brand. But to talk about basic level of segmentation, we'll cover a few of the basic strategies or advanced level strategies also, which we are implementing for many of our brands. The first and foremost would be behavioral segmentation, right? This is more of what sort of interaction or activity the user is doing on your website, right? So it could be based on website activity, number of pages visited, time spent, right? Let's say they viewed some product, right? For that you can have product recommendation or product viewed automation. You can have abandoned cart automation, right, which is more on often website activity. For behavioral segmentation, the other part would be purchase behavior. Let's say I went on a website, I did a purchase, then you can send a thank you automation, post-purchase automation, right? So which is based on the purchase part of the user. And the last part in the behavioral segmentation would be engagement based. This is more towards the email, based on people opening your email, clicking your email, number of times opening and clicking your email, right? Those are the, so if someone is frequently opening it, those are like high engaging users. So these are majorly the behavior segmentation. The next comes demographic, right? As the name mentioned, which is more of age, gender, right, and localities, right? I can have a specific campaign for US, a different campaign for Canada, right, based on locality, if my offerings are different for both the geo. So based on geo, based on age, so for youngsters, like let's say teenagers, the product would have different recommendation. For mid-age group, the recommendation could be different. So utilizing that age as a benchmark. So either geo or age, or you can say gender, male or female. For jewelry, right, majorly there are brands who are having both male and female jewelries nowadays. So making sure that you send campaigns based on the segments. If and in order to send the campaigns, that segmentation is required, and the way you can capture it by either taking that information during the subscription or during the purchase, right? So this is again demographic based segmentation. The other one is more of psychographic, right, where we try to understand the interest, right, use quiz or understand the data on the website to check out what is their interest, right? Let's say I have interest into X number of categories, or let's say other categories of the product. So just gathering those interests, and then targeting campaigns around it. Value and lifestyle, like there are brands with luxury products. So identifying that which income group would be able to afford it, won't be able to afford it, promoting that based on this segmentation will also be critical. And the last important segmentation is life cycle stage based segmentation, where we go through the journey of a subscriber. Let's say once they subscribe, you create a separate segmentation for subscribers, which is more of entertaining them or educating them with welcome series, talking about re-engaging the users. You create win back campaigns, right, which is more of offering discounts, incentives to make sure that you bring back the customers again. So re-engagement is more of customers who has purchased but are not coming back to you. The third one is more of identifying, let's say, first time buyers and repeat buyers. So having a separate campaigns for first time buyer, right, who has not bought, having a separate set of content, building that trust, confidence. And the other set is repeating buyer, where you try to make sure that you talk about their personalized experience, what they have bought, from how long they are with the brand. So that is always a crucial factor, right? So first time versus repeat buyer could also be a segment. So these are the basic and advanced level segmentation. If we go into nitty-gritty, you would be able to go further into that. So these are the segmentation we normally pitch and utilize for our brands.
So Chintan, currently we are able to hyper-personalize using our knowledge of the precise user activities that are happening. But how can we scale this up, or how do we personalize at scale?
So scaling normally comes into picture for enterprise or bigger brands, right? If there are SMBs, normally they have a single platform for managing all their data points and data attributes and managing all the channels. So their personalization won't be a big challenge, because they would be managing a subscriber base of a lesser audience size. Scaling normally comes into picture for bigger enterprise brands, right, where the biggest concern is how to leverage a huge data sets, right, or different data tables, right, how to collate that, how to bring the best out of that data, and leverage it to build a customized content or tailored content based on the segments. Now, as an experienced email marketer, if an experienced email marketer want to build a or want to scale personalization, right, they need to prioritize few areas, right. The first and foremost would be having a unified customer data platform. Like I should have a single customer view, right, having all the data touch points of the customer, right, activity of the websites, activity on the email, activity on any other social channel, purchasing activity, browsing activity, whatever it is, right, I should have a single customer view so that I can know what sort of segmentation I can build in the future. That is the foremost, right, you should have a CDP in place. The best part of CDP is you get a 360-degree customer view, where you can see all the attributes of the customer plus all the segments or activities we talked about: behavioral segmentation, psychographic segmentation, or life cycle stage based segmentation. Those all can be managed if you have a unified customer view, and that is a 360 customer view which we are talking about in CDP. Moving forward, the other part which they should focus on is leveraging the behavioral data majorly. Once I have the customer view, right, I would also love to see what pages they are visiting, what products they are viewing, what products they are trying to interact with, and build segmentation specific to those options of activity. In this segmentation, you can also leverage AI, because now AI is something which we are talking now and then, that okay, AI is picking it up, and as an email marketer, if you are not using AI, then you are missing it big time, right? So you can use AI based recommendation, like product recommendation, which is dynamically generated through AI, recommendation around repurchasing, right, or cross promotion. If I purchase product A, recommending product B based on my interest, right? So AI recommendation is something which they should leverage in order to scale their personalization. Moving further, what they can leverage is interactivity, right? Having countdown or timers personalized, right, for a particular segment. Let's say a high engaging audience, having a countdown timer specifically for them, so that that urgency could be created, and they leverage the base and the maximum out of the discount code is something which is personalized for a particular segment. That could be done. The other area which I feel not every expense marketers are going into is, we need to, once you're done with the basic segments, you need to go further into segmenting deeply, which is more of RMF segmentation, which is more of, let's say, recency, right, monetary and frequency. These are the three parameters which we normally look into to see where the subscribers fall into. Also see the life cycle stages where the subscribers, whether it is a customer, whether it is into a loyalty channel, or they are, let's say, still a lead, or they have not purchased yet, what sort of stages they are into, currently into life cycle customer stages. Next, if we go further, right, we also can segment based on the preferences. Like you give option of preference center to your subscriber base, like they either select categories of the product they are interested into, or give them preferences of what sort of communication, frequency of communication they are looking for, like once in a week, once in a month, or they're only looking for, let's say, educational content, promotional content, or would also only love to hear about updates, right? So that will also help you to segment in a better way. One thing which we should also focus on, that one is planning, one is strategizing, one is identification, right? So what we talked about so far in terms of segmentation, right, it was more of ideation. In order to do that personalization, there's also a how, right, how you will be doing it. If I want to send a personalized campaign based on segmentation, one thing which is missing is using the dynamic content block, right, which is again a little technical, but all the marketing automation platform are providing that feature, that having a dynamic content block which will change based on the segment. So for example, showcasing the products purchased, for you it would show something different, for me it will show something different. So you should leverage that dynamic content block to showcase the purchase behavior, browsing preferences. So if I have browsed XYZ product, it will showcase it to me. For you, it might be ABC, right, based on your browsing, but the campaign still remains the same, or the automation still remains the same. So how is something which the email marketer should also focus on, that you leverage the dynamic content block in order to get the better personalization.
So, Chintan, in today's world, we are looking at a lot of marketers who are focused on strategies for acquiring more clients and customers, for their brand, but they're not understanding the importance that retention holds. So, as we all know, the value of retention, but where are these people getting stuck at? What is it that you would like to tell them? So, could you talk a little more about retention?
As you mentioned, retention is the key, right? everyone runs behind new subscriber, new customer, but if you don't retain, you are not going to increase your revenue or outcome. So retention and engagement are pretty much important to maintain customer loyalty, and that also helps in terms of reigniting that interest if your subscribers or customers are inactive. So one should definitely have it. There are many ways we can do it. Let's start with the base one. Let's say someone is subscribing to your newsletter or marketing automation emails, and let's say customers were onboarding. So we can have a welcome series and onboarding, right, where you can uh, share some helpful resources, uh, share information about why your brand and what your brand is doing, how they can help the subscribers and customers. Also focus on around giving incentives, right, to subscribers to convert them to a customer, right? Incentives to if they purchase something or for repeat purchase, promoting loyalty, right? So the other area apart from welcome series and onboarding could be having a loyalty program, right, which many of the e-commerce brands or email marketers, right, who are running those e-commerce brand might be missing, is having a loyalty program, which is more of making sure that you promote the repeat purchase, right? So if someone is purchasing again and again, give them loyalty program rewards, send updates, right? You are near to earning a reward, right? Or send updates about your points or balances X points, right? Or your point you have accumulated X number of points on X points to gain this status on the loyalty. So this is also critical area which many of the brands are missing. So having a loyalty program in place is must have. If we talk further, use AI, as we discussed earlier, AI to recommend products, right, based on, let's say, wish list activity, if I'm adding it into wish list, or based on past purchase, or based on products browsed, right? So one quick example could be, you purchase product A from us, you might also like this, right? So this is based on their interest, you recommend something. So using AI is also something which will help you to retain the customers. There's more of customers who has already purchased and are loyal with you. The next one would be more of member only promotions or packages, right? So let's say you give them updates that VIP sale, right, which is only specific to your high engaged buyers, or early access to this product, right, which is not accessible on website but only for those specific users, giving them updates on the promotions, right? So member specific programs are also working for many of the brand. The other important part in terms of customer retention, which is also working for product, is subscription and replenishment automations, right? So let's say giving them reminders about this subscription, your subscription is going to get exhausted by X date, right? Reward or renew it to get certain benefits. Let's say sending replenishment emails based on the prediction of when or by what duration it will get consumed or used, right? So that will also a good way. For example, it could be for a shampoo, right? So if it's a if a customer has purchased a shampoo, and if the usage cycle is, let's say, 45 days, making sure that during that 45 days post purchase, you send a replenishment automation reminding them that you purchased and you might need to refill it, right? So that is also one way to make sure that your customers are getting retained.
I love that example that you have given, because it ties into this whole thing of, if you're making things easier for us as a customer, I'm going to, of course, shop with you rather than go through the struggle of going on the website and searching again and all. So that's a great point, and it's like turning your subscribers into customers and then turning them into brand evangelists.
Yep.
So that's
definitely. One last thing I would love to add here is the customers don't want to search for new brand unless their experience is something which is not to talk about. So if they are getting personalized experience every now and then while interacting with your brand, be it any channel, they are always going to be loyal with you.
Reducing that friction in between.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Chintan, for your time, and thank you for joining us. And for all of you watching, if you feel like, there are some stucks in your email strategy, in your marketing automation setup, any of these challenges that Chintan has addressed today, if you have been stuck, we've set aside a team who is dedicatedly waiting to just, answer your questions. So it's a no obligation call. So you can reach out to us with all of your doubts and questions. We're happy to answer them for you. And if you have any more questions for us, do let us know. You can either leave them in the comments below, or however you are consuming this piece of content. If you are receiving it in your emails, do reply back to us. Reach out to us, connect with us at contact@mavlers.com. There are a lot of ways in which you can connect with us. We are available on our socials, on all of our platforms, and we'll see you soon.